You are listening to Larry Conners, USA.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
This is Larry Conners USA. Larry Conners USA.
I learned from a whistleblower that the NSA planned to leak the contents of those emails to media outlets. Why would they do that? Well, the point, of course, was to paint me as a disloyal American, a Russian operative, been called that before, a stooge of the Kremlin, a traitor doing the bidding of a foreign adversary. And of course, I'm hardly the only person who's been accused of those things in the last several years.
That's true. That's Tucker Carlson from last night. This is July 8, 2021. Tucker Carlson adding last night more claims that the NSA spied on his emails to get his show off the air, specifically to discredit him. Now, as he first broke the story a week ago, I had some big questions about it. I've got a lot of them resolved by his response last night and some additional information coming forward. And in fact, what I did in the past at one point could have labeled me a commie or a commie sympathizer. It could have cost my family jobs, money, freedom. So I certainly understand where he's going with this, and we're going to get into it in more detail over the next 2 hours. Also, progressives continue to push defunding police, while the White House falsely continues to claim that the GOP voted to actually defund police. That is a lie. Do not buy it. The GOP would not support a grab bag of leftist goodies and buried inside of it some police funding. So they swiped everything out. Let's say you need to start over. You know the truth. And if you think defunding, reducing police will make the U.S. better, just look around where we're having all these problems and issues. Look at all the blue cities. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, this last July 4th weekend, 100 shootings, 19 killed, 13 of those injured were children and 2 Chicago police officers. And her blame for all of that, the spike in violence, she won't take blame for it. She says, you're holding me accountable because of racism and sexism. No, you are the mayor of your city. And that's exactly the response we get from every leftist in charge of a city that is going to hell right now because they won't do what they need to do, won't help the police, demoralizing the department, yanking money from it. Who wants to join the force? And, of course, more disrespect for the U.S. flag. It's growing more common. It's disgusting to that extent. Not just over July 4th, but on a constant basis. When we're told that a California school cannot put up a U.S. flag in a classroom because it might trigger somebody. Meanwhile, a retired Army captain with a Purple Heart because he got hit with an explosive device, disfigured his face, burned him severely, posted a picture of himself saluting, praising our flag and our country. Twitter flagged it for, quote, potentially sensitive content. Pics of the captain's face or the fact that he was saluting a flag. That picture, by the way, I have now posted at Larry Conners USA Facebook. Larry Conners USA Facebook. You can go to that page and you can add your comments as to why you think Twitter decided to label the captain that got the Purple Heart saluting a U.S. flag as potentially sensitive content. Larry Conners USA Facebook. Also, CBS 60 Minutes production did a piece on transgender surgery for children. But Emily Kale with Heritage will tell you what the CBS 60 Minutes production story left out of the story. Oh, yeah. Some things that they did not want to include. They had the opportunity. Not only they had the opportunity, they had the material. But it didn't fit the narrative. The narrative that transgender surgery for kids is not only acceptable, but might be the best thing for them. There's a dirty side to that story, Emily Kao will tell us about it when she joins us over the next 2 hours. Plus, a personal story of me being a victim of a crime. And I use that term loosely, not really a victim in the sense you might think, yet police had to be involved. And suspects were facing some charges. I'll explain for you. What happened was pretty bizarre all the way around. But I'll be talking about that. It involved a Maryland Heights Police Department and a local casino and a particular Maryland Heights officer. Lock and load. Ready on the right.
You can email Larry at LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com. LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com.